Happy Monday. This car's making more and more noises all the time when I stop. It needs brakes. Brakes are on order. Should be in sometime this week. I'm off this morning to go look at another car. I've been Googling around and I found a 2007 Volvo XC70, which is the larger wagon. And it's a reasonable price. Hey, let's go take a look. It's a reasonable price that if I decide that I'm going to get it, I can sell the V50 that we have and pretty much recoup the costs of the sale of the V50. So we'll see. Well, that's recoup the costs and not feel like a slime ball. I'm still going to change the rad hose, the V50. But I thought, hey, let's go see what this other one's like. If it checks all the boxes, and if it doesn't need much, I think we're gonna have a new car. So there it is. Got a little bit of rust, got a little bit of damage. Let's check the spare tire. So I didn't buy a new car. That car needed way too much work and way too much cleaning. It had the same drainage problems as what the V50 had, with the water coming down because of the plugged hoses, or the hoses have shrunk. It did have one good thing, and that's the timing belt and water pump has been changed recently, which is a huge thing for these Volvos. That's what kills these motors mostly, or overheating kills them. Oh well, I don't really need a new car, so we'll continue on with regular scheduled programming and get fixing our other one. We're working on this again. Loosening rad hoses. Yeah, it's a mess in there for rad hoses. You should see this thing. Looks like somebody threw an octopus on the road and someone ran it over. That's what this rad hose looks like. I caught it. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? And it goes in there. Man, that is something else. Anyways, I found our leak. See the crack there? Well, see the crack? See the hose fall off? There's our leak. Oh, good to know. It's built pretty cheap for a Volvo. I mean a Ford. I mean a Mazda. I mean a Volvo. So I call the Volvo, the Ford, the Mazda, those things because it's the same platform. Ford owned Volvo when they built this, and they thought they'd make introductory Volvos, something at a lower price point. So they used the Ford Fusion platform, which is also the Mazda 5 platform. So they all have a lot of the same stuff. Unfortunately, this has the different motor and drivetrain compared to the Mazda or the Ford. So I'm left with getting stuff from Volvo for it. But for other things, it's Ford. A lot of stuff on it says FOMOCO. All kinds of parts have FOMOCO on them for Ford Motor Company. Anyways, I got that monster out. I'm happy. I should be getting the new one later on today. With any luck, anyways. I hope to get it later today. And I'll either put it on today or maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So the other day I was playing with this this relay, trying to hook it up into the car to run my fan, and that failed because I didn't know what I was doing. But hey, that's never stopped me from trying before. So I've looked online again and found other instructions, and I think I know how it works now. I think. Gotta get another alligator clip and we'll start poking at stuff and seeing if we can make it go. Got it figured out. I can make the little fan spin, which is great. Now, I just have to make the fan in the car go. I originally thought that this was, there was something wrong with this. And, no, there isn't. It was me. Just looking at this going, what? That's not right. I gotta stop looking at that and just wire it. See what happens. I don't suggest doing that at home. Don't try this at home, kids. So now I've got that figured out. I can get on to some other things, like fixing Jasmine's little keyboard for her iPad. She busted it. Oh, kids. Not that I was ever on. They're a little rough on stuff. So we're going to use some 5-minute epoxy and fix it. Here's what's happened. The screws have pulled out. So we can fix it. I am confident of that. And that's how you fix a Bluetooth keyboard. Yeah, I didn't get any of that on tape, but essentially I took it apart, put the 2-part epoxy in, put the nut certs back in, or the whatever those are called, back in, set them with a hammer, this one right here, and a punch, flat punch. And then I just glued that little piece back on, and we're going to leave it like that. I've also lubed the hinges, because it's tough to open and close. But we're not going to open and close it for 24 hours or so now, because we've got to let the glue dry. I'll be taking it in the house to do that. Don't want it out here. Too cold out here for it to dry properly. Within any reasonable time, anyway. I did it. Hooray. Okay, now I just gotta put things back together. I gotta wrap some stuff with tape too. Let's get on that. So this is our mess of wires in the end on our relay. Just gonna wrap this with tape so we don't have anything touching anything. The wires too. Crazy glue to the rescue. There we go. I think that'll do it. I hope that'll do it. So these wires are going to get tucked up in here, out of the way. And trim piece is going to go back on. Okay, here's our trim piece. It just pops in like that. It slides down here. Let's go in there. Oh, it's just like that. Find the screws. Where the heck did I put the screws? There they are. That's getting the shot. One. Two. Time. That is that. That is a fan switch installed with a, come on, relay. Almost got everything. Oh, I'm not going to carry my coffee. Not, there's going to have to be a recon mission for the coffee. Let's take a look at the switch that just came out of the car. It's this one. Oh, it's not doing it anymore. It's not switching. Okay, that was interrupted because I got a phone call. My rad hose is in. I've got to go pick it up. Anyways, this switch is supposed to have 3 prongs. The other one's here. And it's melted out of the case. Switches are from China. I got them off eBay. They, I don't think they're rated for what they say they're rated for. They say they're rated for 20 amp. But, yeah, I think they might be a little less. But, anyways, instead of burning these switches out, I've gone and put that relay in. That's why the whole idea of the relay was so I didn't go through as many switches. They are only 20 cents a piece or something. You can imagine why. That's why they're so cheap. Cheaply built, because they're just cheap. Okay, so my rad hose is in. I'll go pick that up later on. My fan works in the car. I didn't buy another car. That was kind of a big piece of junk. It was dirty junk too. I found a bra in the back of the seat. I pulled it out. It's like, is this yours? And the guy looks at it and says, I think that's my daughter's. Oh well. It would have been a nice car at one point, but it's been ridden hard, and it hasn't had a lot of maintenance. I checked the oil. There's no oil on the dipstick. If you ever looking at the car, check the oil. Always check the oil. Look for creamy colored stuff that indicates water, like a leak of some sort in coolant into the engine. But make sure there's oil on the end of the dipstick. There was none on this. So, even though it has a new timing belt and water pump, it stays there. Thanks for watching. Click clicky things, and I'll be doing a water pump tomorrow. Or not a water pump. A rad hose.